Hi, this is Sandy Granberry, and this is your chat for Chapter 20. I'm going to start out by talking about comparing documents. So I'm going to open the COM agreement that you do in one of the exercises. It's a commercial agreement. This is the original one. It's made with an effect. And then if I open the edited one, edited commercial agreement, you'll see some things are different. So they don't have to be open to do the compare documents. You just have to have Word open. So we're going to just compare those two documents so you can see how it's done. This is on the Review tab, and you click on Compare, and then you just click on the top option, Compare. Here you're going to tell it which documents you want to look at. So I'm going to click for the original document, and that is the comp agreement here. And then the revised document, click on the little folder next to it and find the edited COM agreement. They made it real easy for you so you could tell the two differences here. If you're doing it for yourself, you may want to use dates or numbers or something like that to be able to tell the difference between the documents. Now I'm going to click OK, and this is what opens. And the first time I saw it, I was overwhelmed, but it's really quite useful once you pay attention to it. For starters, all of the revisions that were made are listed over on this side. I don't find that very helpful, but you may find it helpful if you're looking for something in particular. This document is the original document with track changes turned on, basically. You can see this is double underlined, so it's moved from here to here, because here it's double crossed out. This is deleted. Doesn't look like they just added anything. They just moved some things and deleted some things. Over on this side, you have the original document showing, and the easiest thing to look at is an effective. Here, you see it's crossed out. And here's the edited document, and effective is taken out here. So that's basically what compare does. Now, the value of this, and this has happened where I work, someone will make a document, and they'll email it to someone else for approval, and that person will put some minor little change in the middle of the document that's not easy to see, and then send it back and think nothing of it because it was just a minor change. But the other person may have a specific reason not to want that change in there, and they'd like to know that someone else has been playing with their document. So this is an easy way for them to look at it and see with one quick glance where any changes made in my document. Alright, so that is compare documents. Now I wanted to talk to you a little bit about track changes. It also is on the Review tab, and as you can see I've got mine turned on right here. If they're turned off, then that's not dark, so I'll turn them back on. Now this is my dissertation, and this is how my department chair and I, my dissertation chair and I are collaborating so that we can get this project done. So I'm in here, and I know that somewhere in here she's got changes, and I can scroll through and probably find them. But the easiest way is to use this little section here where it says Changes. Click on Next, and it'll take you right to the next change. And if you look at it, you'll see it's a double underline and green. That means it's been moved from somewhere. And right down here, it's double deleted and green. So this was moved to here. And then on this one, this sentence was deleted and this sentence was put in its place. So if you want to see the next one, each time you click on Next, it'll take you to the next change that was made in the document. Now the next one's quite a ways away, so when I click Next, it takes me down clear to page 55. And there are just some one-word changes there. And the next takes me down to some one-word changes. Now here, my dissertation chair has made a note for me. This note is to remind me that when they review my dissertation, they're looking for confidentiality all through the document. And by saying one person had taken a few classes toward a PhD, I'm identifying that one person, because everyone would know that it wasn't them except the one person who did it. So I had to take this sentence out. All right, so that's track changes. Track changes are really helpful, but remember what I tell you in the lecture. If you didn't read the lecture, you're going to want to go back and get it. Now, I hadn't planned on opening it, so I don't have it right handy, but I'll see if I can get it handy while I'm talking to you. That's not what I want. BYU 240, 241. Here we go. Okay, in the chat, in my instructor's notes, I told you, I gave you a warning. Now, I want to emphasize my instructor notes are always pertinent. I don't just put junk in here. I try to give you things that the book didn't make clear or that the book didn't put in. For instance, they didn't tell you anything about this. Once track changes have been turned on. Once track changes has been turned on. I wonder if that should be have. Well, anyway, it begins to put hidden data into your document, which is called metadata. And this metadata can cause a problem if you're working in a sensitive field, such as in a legal field. If you're negotiating a contract with someone and you have put a note in there, the seller says that they will sell this property for $200,000, and right now the price is at $500,000. And you're negotiating, and things go awry and it goes to court. That note that you made in there, that comment that you made in there, even though you may have deleted it, remains with the document unless you remove all of the markups. And so at the end of your of my lecture for you is a whole document on how to get rid of all the markings in your document so that you can get rid of that metadata. Now, normally for the deep things like track changes and comments that have been deleted, it would take a forensic person to come and find the metadata. Other things are obvious, but those things that are really sensitive are in there, and they can be found by someone. So just be sure if you're going to use track changes, you're doing it on something that it doesn't matter if those changes get seen by someone else, or you go through the process I put at the end of the document to remove all the hidden data. And even then, you know, in computers, nothing is really safe. The key word for this chapter is idealistic, which means of high moral or intellectual value. Idealistic. The assignment you turn in for Chapter 20 is one where you link a chart from an Excel document into a Word document. Now, if you'll remember in the lecture, I told you that there are drawbacks and advantages to both. Linking, the drawback is that if you share this document with somebody, you need to send the Excel document with it. If you make a change in the Excel document, it will show up in this chart, which is a good thing. But if you embed it, then all of the changes you do in Word will not show up in Excel, and any changes in Excel will not show up in Word because they're not connected to each other. You just took this chart and put it in here, and then I'll show you both ways so you can see what happens. So I'm going to start out by doing it the way the assignment has it. So you select the chart, be sure you have the outside selected, and then copy the chart, and you can use right-click, copy, whatever you do to copy. Then you go over to the Word document, put your cursor where you want to put the chart. Click on the down arrow under Paste, which is on the Home tab, and click on Paste Special. And now here it's important, if you want to link it, you have to choose Paste Link. Otherwise, you're embedding it. Okay, so I'm going to click on Microsoft Excel Chart Object and OK. And there it is. Now, so you can see how it works, I'm going to do a drastic change, not the one that's required in the assignment, just one that I'm going to make up. That in 2011, it's $483,239. I'm going to make it $50,000. And you saw that change. It didn't change here yet. So I'm going to save this document. I'm just going to save it on my desktop so it's easy for me to find to show you this. Yes, I want to replace the existing one. Okay, so now I'm going to close it. and then I'm going to reopen it. It says, this document contains links that refer to other files. Do you want to update this document with the data from the linked files? Yes, sirree, Bob. And now it has this same information that the Excel spreadsheet had. See how it changed it? So I changed it here, and then when I reopened this document, it asked me if I wanted to update it, and I said yes. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, I don't know if it'll let me do this with it open, but we'll give it a try and see if we can. To just embed this into the document, I've selected the chart. I'm going to right-click and copy it. Go over to my Word document, click on the down under arrow under Paste Special, and click on under Paste and click on Paste Special. And then this time I'm not going to say a link, so it's not going to be linked to my Excel document anymore. I'm just going to paste it. And I'm going to paste a Microsoft Excel chart object. OK. And now Excel is out of the picture. So it's just me and my Word document. And I want to edit the data, so I'm going to double click on it. And then you'll see I got my little box up here for the for putting in formulas and so forth, but you have to click on sheet 1 down here, and then I'm going to click on the 2011 one. You remember I made it 500,000. Now I'm going to make it 50,000 and press enter, and now you see how it changed my chart. Now when I click outside the chart, I just have the chart without the Excel spreadsheet. This didn't affect the Excel spreadsheet in any way. They're not connected in any way. Okay, that's it. Okay, so that should be about it for this chapter. You're going to do some really interesting things with the comments and the track changes, comparing the documents, and combining documents. So it takes you through it really nicely in the book. If you've got questions, you know how to find me. You can text me, call me, email me. Texting is going to get you the fastest results. So have a good time.